Welcome to Vienna, Virginia, one of my favorite places in Northern Virginia, where you have that small town feeling, yet close to everything in the big city that it has to offer. Quick commute to Tyson's Corner, some of the best school pyramids you'll find, live entertainment at Wolf Trap, it goes on and on. And as you can see, they continually have festivals and art as a focus here in Vienna. I'm James Nellis with Moving to Washington, D.C. Like and subscribe. Wolf Trap, you've probably heard about it. It's the Performing Arts Center where you can see the most amazing things that are alive. You can pay and be underneath the awning. You'll see examples of that where we show you the seating. Or you can pay and just be on the lawn. You're surrounded by nature. It's such a cool event to be here. It's a cool place to look at and watch live events. Beyond that, I've seen multiple artists. I even saw Nas here with an orchestra. And that's one of the fun things when you look underneath the rooftop of what they've done there. Many artists say this is one of the favorite places they perform because the sound and the acoustics are so good, which is rare for an open air event. So if you're thinking, I love live events and where can I go? Don't go to Jiffy Lube, don't go to these other places. Think Wolf Trap and the Performing Arts Center for really an evening that you will enjoy. Rain or shine, that's how it's treated at Wolf Trap. So even if it's raining and you have tickets for that night, you need to show up. If it's lightning, they may cancel it. Beyond that, you're probably gonna be sitting in the grass and the lawn and get rained on. So bring gear, bring a rain jacket so you can still enjoy it. And maybe think about upgrading your tickets, because if you buy tickets underneath the top, then of course you're not impacted by the rain and what's going on with the weather. But this is a venue you want to experience, and I'd recommend you do it both ways. Make sure you go under the rooftop, make sure you do a more casual time with lawn chairs and or a blanket and really enjoy being at Wolf Trap. Meadowlark Botanical Gardens, that's right, in Vienna they also have an amazing place. This was an estate that was donated, it's part of the county parkland, and it is an epic place to experience everything from garden life to plants, herbs, anything you find. There's even a butterfly garden. This is a fun place. It's really a nature preserve. It's so beautiful that many people have their own bridal photos. They even can get married here. There's an amazing place to just really enjoy. Now, it's raining today, so we're not going to take you on a path walking through it, but there's over 30 things that you can see, do, and benefit from by coming to enjoy these gardens. At the Vienna Inn, 1960 is when this place was established, and it is truly its own landmark. What is it known for? That's right, chili cheese dogs, chili cheese fries. You can even see that they call it the world famous chili cheese dogs. And it's a fun place, fun environment, very relaxed. People come here afternoon, evening, they come here after playing ball. It's known for supporting a ton of recreation leagues for children, for adults, and everything else, and especially fundraisers. Even Freedom the dog is a fundraiser. If you don't know that story, reach out to the Vienna Inn and or look it up online. It's amazing what they're doing for veterans, especially the influence on Capitol Hill. And beyond that, you need to come out and try these chili cheese dogs. They are fun, it's part of the experience. And if it's in the evening times, make sure you get a cold beverage with it. The Washington Old Dominion Railroad. That's right, I'm standing on Caboose 503. This at one point was modern technology. This is how people came and went and traveled throughout our country, and especially throughout Virginia. So right here, this commemorates, again, Caboose 503, and what it used to look like. I love how they've preserved it. It's even its own little museum, but it's next to the actual trail. That's right, 45 miles from Shirlington and Arlington all the way out to Purcellville in Loudoun County. You can take this trail for running, bicycle enthusiasts, people that really want to exercise, even walk. It's a great opportunity. There's multiple stops throughout where you can park your car and get onto the trail. Or if you're feeling very adventurous, you can actually get on the trail from one point and go all the way up and back. I know many marathoners and even cyclists use this trail to train, because where else can you find places without stoplights where you can come and go as you run and bike multiple miles? It is a coveted area. to be close to as a resident, quick access, or even have your home. And this winds all the way through Vienna. So there's many people that they can walk outside their home and actually jump on the W&OD trail and really enjoy being surrounded by nature and going through little towns like Vienna. Nottoway Park, one of my favorite parks within Vienna, Virginia, and the largest one. Behind me you see the Hunter House. This is a historic estate that was established nowadays as a place you can rent out. You can have a big party and event for 75 or even 150 people if you count using the additional lot next to it. One of the things within Nottoway Park is you get everything. You get athletic fields, walking trails, a community garden. You can play basketball, you can play tennis, volleyball, and in addition to that, you have youth and adult recreation leagues from football to baseball, softball, even lacrosse and soccer. You get it all right here at Nottoway Park. Nottoway Park, especially the tennis courts, bring back some nostalgia for me. I played tennis growing up, and at Paul VI High School, our local courts were right here. This was our home turf where we would come and play at Nottoway Park and challenge other high schools as part of my athletic career throughout high school. This is a great place to play tennis. You got the practice wall, both lower and upper level courts. If you're a tennis fanatic, this is a great place to come out and play. And off of Clark's Crossing, you have Elgin Manor. These are large estate homes. As far as price point goes, this is going to take you into the high 1.8 into 2.5. You can see it's larger lots, larger homes. And with this, they're more traditional as far as colonial when you compare it to some of the contemporary styles and other things that we've seen. It's its own kind of hidden gem. It's a secret enclave of luxury homes that definitely command a higher price point. Now this is considered a pipe stem, and we're on a cul-de-sac, but then you have another street that branches off into multiple homes. You can see here where you have 4 mailboxes, so 4 homes that come off this pipe stem. That is not the preferred. I actually do not like pipe stems at all, because if you're throwing a party or hosting people, it gets more difficult given that people cannot park on the pipe stem. If you take another look, we're circling through the cul-de-sac, if you take a look at the size of the pipe stem, there's not enough room for people to park on the pipe stem and for other people to get around it. So when searching for homes and looking at different lot and topography maps, you definitely do not want to be a part of a pipe stem. I love these homes in this community because not only do you get the traditional colonial, many of them are large enough that you have the conservatory on the side of the house, which brings in even additional light. And typically they're 3-car garage as opposed to the standard 2-car garage when you do have garage spaces. They've been built out also. If you look at this garage coming up, where not only do you have the 3-car garage, they also built on top of the garage, which many times is either an expansive closet for the primary bedroom, or it becomes a second primary suite on the upper level. Now within Country Creek, you actually have a mixture of townhouses from the colonial with brick, siding, and even the Dutch colonial where the roof line comes down halfway. The parking is an issue here. To be transparent, that is an issue. You see very minimal visitor signs like right there where you could park. But if you're within the community, there's not going to be many options for that. The big attraction of Country Creek is for the proximity to the metro. This is one of the main townhouse communities that you could have leveraged to live close and be able to walk directly to the metro. We're going to show you other communities that have popped up since that give you quick access to the metro as well. You can see directly across our newer townhomes, 1-car garage, 2-car garage townhomes that also allow you to walk to the metro. give you quick access at least for commuting. This is called Vienna Station. Now, pros and cons, you can see, since we're so close to the metro and to 66, take a look at this big barrier. That's a huge sound barrier right there. You can see at the end of the street. Why do people still live here? Why do they still rent here? They're gonna have the noise. It's all proximity based. You wanna live in Vienna, you wanna be near the metro, that's gonna be a pro and con to it. And then here on Roche Way, we've had clients that lived here and they loved it. Now, again, with all of these townhouse communities, visitor parking is tight. So you can park inside your garage. You can see, if I sneak you through, you can see just how close we are to the parking deck on the right-hand side. See that? That's actually the parking deck for the metro. Now, everything's yellow curbed. Wherever the yellow curb is, you cannot park. So basically, you can park on where it's permit parking only. You can park, of course, within the driveway. So a one-car garage typically ends up becoming a two-car for parking. The problem is when you have visitors, when you have events, things like that, it becomes very difficult to entertain. Now, because you're so close to the metro, it's easy, right? Just have your friends and people just metro to your house, which is fun because you cannot do that everywhere. The town of Vienna is big on biking. That's actually dedicated bicycling lanes on the right-hand side. You can see where you could actually bike to the metro. We're gonna show you crossing it. This is going to take us over 66, so that's why you have the sound barrier. This is the back of some of those homes. We're also going to show you some condo developments and everything else that is also quick access. So that's 66 on the right. On the left-hand side is the actual metro. As we go through Vienna, this is the southern part of Vienna, northern part of Fairfax. So if you look it up on a map, it might even say the Vienna Fairfax / GMU, George Mason University metro. There's over to the right is condo buildings as well as apartment leasing. You will see a mixed use where they have their own amenities. And this rolls you up to the bus stops where they drop you in for the metro. And of course, the Kiss and Ride where you can drop people off to the metro. Now you can park and ride, you can take the bus to the metro. They also have dedicated parking garages so that you can park here. You know, for many years, Vienna Metro was actually the furthest west within Fairfax County. There was no other metro. It did not extend into Loudoun County or anything else. So when you said end of the line, end of the line, or if you missed your stop and you had to turn around, the turnaround spot was always Vienna. So Vienna was the furthest out you could go. I know in some other cities, the metro stops can be frustrating, like say Atlanta, Georgia, and other places where it's not properly laid out. Like literally it's just north and south and east and west, that's it. Ours is a pretty robust system where you can get to a lot of different places and it makes it easy. Now it's continued to push west. We're going to show you on a map here the entire metro system and you can see where Vienna is on that map. But this is really an attractive town. People love to be here. And they also don't want to go further out on 66. So I can tell you this, 495 to 66. Once you start going west on 66, traffic can be difficult. And as a result of that, you have a lot of people choosing Vienna as kind of their own last stop, even though it's gone beyond that. And you'll see other areas that have emerged and done well. You know, as it went further west into Reston and beyond. There's great opportunities, though, to live in Vienna. We like to call it a little town, big city, because it's going to have everything. We're going to show you that today, what that looks like. Again, one of the parking garages. This is the north parking garage. And you have the Acadia here at the Metro, where you have condos that have great access to the Metro. That's, of course, why people want to be here, for the bus and Metro access. You can get 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms. Size is decent. You're looking at between 800 to 1,000 square feet, typically. They do have garage parking, which is nice, underground garage parking. And I'm going to take you through some of these. These is a different community that, again, instead of the 1-car garages that we took you through in Vienna Station, this would give you the 2-car garage. And you can see the ideal, which is, of course, the end unit. So within Vienna, you're going to have your older Ramblers, right, that were built in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, as well as split-level homes. And then just right across the street or next door, you're going to have, some people call them McMansions, where just basically zero lot line homes, where they had a larger lot because it was a smaller home, and now you're throwing these monsters on it. The typical home, if you were looking at a new construction, someone just built, like for instance, this one on the right-hand side that they're in the middle of building right now, you're going to be projected between 1.3 up to 1.8 million easily. The even larger ones, of course, will be more than that. Now, some will do that. Some will actually just pop the top, right? They might just go up a little bit and push out and not create the larger monster. But it's an interesting town in Vienna because you have so many homes that have been converted. Just look down the street, you can see. Now, it's not every home. And so I'll take you down some of these and see some different styles. You've got the contemporary style, the split levels we were just talking about. And I'm going to take you out to see different styles of homes. And that's kind of what's nice about Vienna. There's not truly a homeowners association that regulates it. The township of Vienna itself. Now, remember this, if you're buying in the little town of Vienna, you will have extra taxes. So you'll have taxes for Vienna Township as well as Fairfax County. But there's a charm to it. There's a charm to Vienna that is not in other places. Some would argue that some of the charm's gone when you have these large homes. If you look on the right, you'll see some other ones that have gone up. Now, I mentioned before the Kraftmark home. People love the Kraftmark style. One of the challenges, though, is since there's not an association, you can also do more contemporary styles like this. Not everyone's thrilled with that design and what that looks like. There are multiple parks throughout Vienna, and also part of the attraction. They did a great job of keeping the green space and allowing you to really get out, enjoy it, make it walkable. Meadow Lane Park here on the right-hand side, you'll see it has, the tot lots, swing sets. You have even tennis courts that are lighted, as well as facilities for bathrooms. You don't have that in every park. And of course, a baseball field. They do a great job throughout Vienna of giving you that. Giving you access to top restaurants, evening events, everything that you can do, as well as park and greenery, so that it really does feel like you've gotten away from DC. You have total access, and in addition to total access, you really have the greenery, right? It feels some places like you're in a nature preserve, even with all of this new construction, even with what people have done in the local area. You can, of course, see again here on the right-hand side, all of the new homes that have popped up along Courthouse. Even on Locust, you'll see the same thing. Now, two streets that run throughout Vienna that actually run parallel, which is Maple Avenue. And if you know the area, there's a route number, Route 123, that has different names depending on the city that you're in. Well, when you're in Vienna, it's Maple. As you go to McLean, it's Dolly Madison. As you go further south, it can be Main Street. So it's got different names as you go throughout all the way south, because 123 will go all the way down into Prince William and into another little town called Occoquan, which we're also going to feature. So make sure you watch the Occoquan video. Yes, I just did my own promo. So as we're going through Maple Ave, that's where really not just the chains, but the bigger restaurants will sit. We're going to take you on a quick driving tour. It is raining. You can see I have my rain jacket on. So we don't always wait for perfect filming, because we want, especially people that are relocating to the area, we want them to have a good feel and understanding of everything that Vienna has. We don't want you to miss out on a certain community because someone didn't tell you about it. As we drive down Maple Avenue, of course, you even have the Potomac River running. You'll see there's even evening venues, for instance, like Jam and Java. We're going to pass over soon the W&OD Trail, the Washington Old Dominion Trail, that is a huge opportunity for fitness and training, and you can take it all the way out into Loudoun County, and people bike on it, run on it. Here you can see this is kind of the epicenter of the town of Vienna. You know you've made it when you get a Whole Foods. They've had a Whole Foods here for a long time, and of course, whether you like it or not, it does bring in the chains, because there's so many people living here. So you will have Chipotle, you'll have South Block, you even have Taco Bamba in this area, which is great. Again, Jam and Java is over on the right-hand side. You have Sweet Leaf. I mean, there's a good combination. There's even some vegetarian restaurants here in Vienna. They do a great job with their food and cuisine and the different stylings. I have to tell you, one of my favorites, it's a local chain. There's only like 3 of them, Foster's. If you want great French fries burger and one of the best chocolate shakes outside of like a malt shop, Foster's. It's pretty epic. And if you eat there, they give you not only your chocolate shake, but then what's remaining from what they just made. So within Vienna, you've got Nutley Street, which comes right off of 66. So a lot of people come into Vienna through Nutley and then turn right onto Maple to go here. If we had gone left, 123 would actually take us into Oakton. So you've got Vienna, then you have Oakton. Within Vienna, you have 2 different school districts. You basically have Marshall High School and Madison High School. And for years, Madison had always been the dominant one that you wanted to have your children attend. In recent era, we've actually seen Marshall do really well for rankings and everything else. But what I wanted to mention was Beulah Road. So Beulah Road is also a great opportunity to have quick access to Maple and to downtown. And what you're going to see is as we go north on north on Beulah, that's where we're going to get into homes that sit on larger lots. So if you were thinking, man, I want the access to everything, but I don't want to be on top of my neighbors, as we go further north towards the toll road and towards Wolf Trap, that's where you're going to see larger lots and what that can look like. We're going to go from, a 1/4 acre to a 1/3, even 1/2 acre and beyond. So you're going to see even more greenery than we did when we were driving through the true downtown part of Vienna. And of course, Glendon Park on the left. We'll see parks throughout. As I said, they did a great job with the city planning of keeping multiple parks so that if you're a resident of Vienna, there's typically a close park that you can use for exercise, relaxation, and to just enjoy living here in Vienna. So we're still in Vienna. We've come further north. We're closer to the toll road, as well as near Wolf Trap. We wanted to show you the larger lots that you get as you go further away from Maple Avenue, you're still going to have the difference in housing. You're still going to have the older homes from original construction and then the newer ones. And as I said, throughout Vienna, it's very common to see a home built between the 50s and 70s that now gets converted into brand new construction. You can see the walking trails are all throughout Vienna. Not only did it do a great job with greenery and spacing out the homes and keeping the mature trees, they also have great walking trails all throughout Vienna, even outside of the W&OD trail. So within Vienna, you're also going to have neighborhoods. Like this is Eudora. This gives you a good sense of homes that were built, say, in the 70s and 80s that show off colonial, split foyer, you know, ramblers, all of those, and more modest homes. However, the price you may not think is modest. Pricing of these homes is easily going to be $850,000 to $950,000. You might look at that and say, wait a second, it's only a carport, there's not even a garage? Yes, that is the town of Vienna. The city of Vienna, you will pay a premium for. And you can see how older communities weave into the newer ones. This is an example of some of the larger homes right next door. And on the right side, you're going to see some contemporaries. You don't see as many contemporary style homes in in Vienna as you do in Reston. But I love the fact that it's not cookie cutter, even for homes that were built in that era. You can see here that, take a look here at the flat top Rambler, and then you have the epic colonial with the large columns. And then from here you can see what we showed you earlier, where someone else bought the lot, they tore down the older home, and they put up a brand new build. So you'll see that all throughout Vienna. And we're in the town of Vienna, and you can see 3-level split single family home with a 2-car garage, and then brand new builds that were done next to it, where they took down the old home, they put up these larger homes. You went from, say, 2,200 square feet to 4,000 square feet with some of these newer ones that they put in. These homes have quick proximity not only to Maple Avenue and Center Street. Beyond that, they have quick access to Glendon Park as well. And with some of these new builds, they can run anywhere from 1.8 up to 3.5 in Vienna, especially if they're eclipsing 4,000 square feet with a 3-car garage. Here's an example of a smaller Rambler that was built probably in the 50s, 60s. And of course, new construction. You'll see that all throughout. Again, that's one of the fun things about Vienna, is that it's not the cookie cutter. If you're looking for cookie cutter, you can go into more of a suburb, a planned unit development, a PUD is what they call it. And those were created really in the 80s and beyond. And that's why you don't see it in Vienna, because of when Vienna was founded. Vienna was founded in the mid-1700s. And so here on Church Street, as we mentioned, parallels Maple Avenue. You can see one of the older churches here, as well as Vienna Town Green. They've done just such a great way of making this really walkable for residents to enjoy being in the town of Vienna. Crossing over the W&OD Trail, we are on Church Street. So Church Street and Maple Avenue parallel each other. One of the things you're going to notice about Church Street is you have a lot more boutique or mom and pop places and shops, whether we're talking dining, spa, like the Diamond Spa, whatever you're thinking as far as, hey, I want to be local and do more of the local things. that is part of dining and enjoying Center Street. You can tell it's quaint because it's all four-way stops as opposed to additional lights. And of course, 2-hour parking there to get people going through. You even have the clock shop, which is really fun to just walk through and see the grandfather clocks and all the fun things that they have within it. Some of the famous restaurants also are on Church Street, inclusive of one of the better Italian places. And a lot of people come to Vienna for this when they want to actually come to Roberto's. You can see that here on the left-hand side. As I mentioned, they have pretty much every cuisine offered here in Vienna. And given the fact that it's so close to residential, a lot of people love living here in Vienna. Of course, it's a big enough city. Now remember, Vienna City or town, there's Vienna City within Fairfax County. There's also Vienna Township, and Vienna has its own post office. But we're going to take you back out to Maple Ave. Remember how I said they parallel, Maple Ave parallels with Church Street. And Maple's where you're going to see more of the chains, the subways, those type of things. Quick bites to eat, and so on. And one of the first ever vegetarian experiences I had was with a little restaurant called the Sunflower. And you're going to see that over here on the right-hand side. At the time, I loved General Tso's chicken, and I love being able to get a vegetarian version, so slightly healthier version of the same thing, and that's the Sunflower restaurant, which of course is right next to a McDonald's and a Chick-fil-A. So if you don't like the idea of being healthy, then you can always go with some of the standards and some of the chains that are also found here in Vienna. By the time you get to this part of the town of Vienna, we're really about to go into Oakton as we go further west. Have you seen the Restores? So you got the Restore Hyper Wellness. You can actually get cryo chambers. So if you wanted to experience what it's like to be super cold, which is also supposed to be good for you, they have the cryo chambers in there. They have the red light therapy and Restore. And of course, we've got Taco Bamba. I mean, what is the area without Taco Bamba, which is a local chain here. It's got a great fusion of tacos. And I mentioned earlier, Foster's Grill. Foster's Grill is one of my favorite burger chains because it's well known for its fries, its one big patty, and especially the chocolate shake, which is amazing. Outside of a malt shop, it's probably one of the best chocolate shakes you can get. And of course, with this kind of population in Vienna, they have to bring in some of the chains as well as grocery stores. Of course, you're going to have Giant, which is local to Northern Virginia. But you're also going to have Whole Foods, which you'll see up here on the right-hand side, right across the WOD Trail. As you can see, Vienna is a coveted place to not only live, but also visit. Make sure that you put Vienna at the top of your list.